Good here, I guess we'll start with Jake Lever. He
Yeah.
did a little bit and then left the track slightly early. What's the go?
Yeah, look, he's improved significantly, Jake. So obviously had the bone bruising last week and missed, but he's back up and running. He won't play this week, but he performed his training that we wanted him to do today. But he's got a big 10 days, so we think he'll be back next week. Initially it was feared he might miss 3 weeks, but we're really confident he's going to be back next week. Yeah, look, he'll play. He's ready to go. So he had his shoulder, his collarbone operation. He's done a fair bit of training in the last couple of weeks. So we're really happy with how Michael's tracked. He's actually done a lot of training in the last month that probably people haven't seen. So he'll be ready to play up in Brisbane.
Just on training, you seem to be going super hard. Is it a case of maybe risk the odd corky or the odd ankle to make sure the boys continue the sharp frame of mind?
Yeah, look, it's the Melbourne way of training. That's how we like to play. We like to play a contested style. So any sort of combative training that we do is how we train. We train with speed, we train with intensity, but there's no question that we want to make sure we maximise our year and playing the contested ball style, which we know we're going to have to play against Brisbane and be very good at. So today's session indicated that. It was willing, it was competitive, had great intensity, and I loved the way they went about it.
So has there been a little bit of a shift back to play and train that way, or really focus on midweek?
Not really. I think just the training of purpose, and we want to play a certain way, so we need to train that way. You end up becoming a product of how you train. There's no question about that. So for us to play the style of play that we want to play, which is contested, and we're coming up against a very good contested ball team. So we haven't shifted our focus, but we've narrowed our purpose about what we want to be good at, and we want to make sure our strengths shine.
Simon, you've got good news on Hibbert and encouraging news on Lever, Garlick and Joel Smith. When was the last time you had a simple meeting with the club and stuff? Last year sometime, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, it's been a tough year on that front, there's no question. And obviously, Joel Smith's been ruled out for the year with that constant groin pain that he suffered. And Jeff's obviously had a meeting with a surgeon, and that wasn't great news. He's going to go in for an operation in the next couple of weeks, so he'll miss the rest of the year. So that's disappointing for Jeff, but also Joel. That we have had a difficult year in that space, but it gives us a chance to reset a few guys and get them ready for next year.
Do you think it's easy? Does it feel like it's easy? You feel like the luck's turning on that luck, or the circumstances?
I'd like to think so. Like, we got through a game injury-free for the first time for a long time, so hopefully it's turning. There's no question about that. We get obviously Michael Hibbert back this week, hopefully Jake Lever back next week. We've got Neville Jetta that's not too far away, and Jake Melkson's probably 4 weeks away. So we've still got some opportunities for guys to come back and get better and get some more experience back into our team.
Would that be the first time this year that you've been injury-free?
Oh, geez, you tested me now.
Yeah. It's the fact that you've got to think about it in itself.
Yeah, look, it's been a challenging year on that front. But to get through a game free of injury and to start to get some guys back is always pleasing. But in saying that, what it has given us is opportunity to keep playing guys, and they're continuing to get better. Like Harrison Petty, through Jake Lever's absence, has been outstanding. His game's continuing to improve. So they're the opportunities that we're seeing with our footy club, that it is still an opportunity to get better, even with the injuries, even with the circumstances. We're seeing growth in our playing group.
Is there any of those young guys that you haven't been impressed with? Each one of them, especially the last few weeks, Jay Lockhart's another one, they just all seem to be showing good signs.
Yeah, they are, and I think that's a sign of our development and some of the work we're starting to do in that space. We've identified that area as a critical piece of this footy club, both short term and long term. And Matty Egan and obviously Brendan McCartney's been in there. We're starting to see some real growth in our younger players, and for a while now as a club, probably 4 years ago, we had to pick players straight out of the draft. Now we get a chance to develop them at VFL level, we get a chance to develop them at training, and they come in and they perform for us.
While we're ticking off all these injuries, Kate College, he's had another head knock, so obviously a pretty massive concern. What's the plan for him now?
Yeah, he has had a history of concussion, Cade, but this one's on the real minor scale of things. So really it's just to back him off and make sure he's right to go. And there are some really positive signs. So he'll just work his way through the normal protocols. It's certainly not a heavy head knock. It was just really minor. But he won't play this week, but we'll build him up. And hopefully there's some early signs that he's progressing really well. So here's a big chance to play the following week.
The trip interstate to Brisbane, you obviously Darwin and Perth pretty recently, you performed pretty well there. Is that a good sign that things you're doing right and you're going on with it?
Yeah, we enjoy travelling. The boys enjoy getting away together, and this is another opportunity against a really strong footy club. I think they're 5-1 up at the Gabba. They're in some terrific form. I think we all saw their game last week against the Saints and how dynamic they can be, and especially that third quarter. So we know there's a huge challenge there. They've really improved their contested ball. I like the way they go about their footy, and they're really well coached. So there's no doubt it's a huge challenge going away again on the road, but it's something we're looking forward to and a great challenge.
It's also after the match about there's still heaps to play for in the second half. Finals is obviously a bit of a long shot at this point. But how do you go about we always hear that the players are playing to win and that sort of thing, but when finals start becoming a little bit more difficult, is it hard to get them motivated in different sorts of ways?
Not really. Ultimately, we want to build a winning culture, no matter what the circumstances. And clearly, in the position we are, we're living on a nice edge around our season and around our performances. So, but there is always something to play for. And as I said a lot with our staff, whether it's our staff or our players, there's opportunities. And we want to build a winning culture. And that means you go into every game wanting to win and perform and play strongly. So whether finals are up for grabs, whether they're not, that's how we'll go about our footy and that's how we'll go about our weeks.
Who gets Charlie Cameron?
Yeah, it's a good player. Depends on where he plays. He's certainly very dynamic deep. We'll have a match up for him there, but he also gets up the ground at times as well. So they've got a really flexible forward half. We'll just have to go through that tonight with a coaching group, but I think it'll be multiple opponents.
Something Sam Frost, another role he can step up. We noticed even on Walters at the start last week. He's obviously he's quick, he's tall, and he's calculated.
Yeah, they've got the ability, both Sam Frost and Stephen May, to play tall and small. They're both very quick players, so that gives us great flexibility with the guys that they can match up on. But just having got Stephen back in the team and Harrison Petty, they can play tall and allow Sam to do a bit of both. Thanks, guys.
There are some calls at the moment for player payments to be cut to ease the amount of gambling ads that are played during footy. What do you think about it?
Yeah, look, I've heard that commentary. Look, I'm certainly not against it. Clearly, it's a big part of our industry and advertisement everywhere. But I think you'll find there's it's one of those areas that will divide people. Some people will be for it and some people will be against it. I certainly don't think it would hurt to cut that advertising. But it does have a big impact on the industry. So I think we all need to just think through that and make sure it's the right decision.
Max Gorner said that he thinks that gambling is kind of targeted towards AFL players who haven't got time, they've got a bit of money. What do you think about his comments?
Oh, look, Max is a pretty astute fella. So, look, I think gambling's a part of society. Whether you're an AFL player, whether you're not, it's a big part of our society and it's a big issue. So obviously we want to get it to a point where we have responsible gambling in our society. So if we can help role model that, then we'll go about best doing it.